I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so good to me. When I
Do it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think you are.
Do it. We live.
Oh my God. Welcome to the DadPod podcast. We've been out for a minute. Been what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks, something like that for
Give
sure.
or take. So welcome back to anybody that's listening along, watching along on Facebook. As always, well, this is a different setup. I don't know how to go.
I dig it.
To my right is Nick Adams.
Set up a different way and you forgot your.
To my left, at the point in my right hand, dude, it screwed me up, is David Graves. And we are the DadPod.
And God bless. God loves you and we love you. I want to thank everybody for getting back on the episode, whether you were watching us on Facebook Live or on the slide. And I cannot see. Here we go. Well, we want to thank everybody that's helped this podcast come to life, right? That first being Juarez Boxing. That's where I'm working. It's where I'm employed, right? We want to thank God first and foremost, though, right? I'm thankful that he's looked after you guys for 2 weeks to bring you back to talk about what's going to be a good episode. But before we get into it, once again, I want to thank Juarez Boxing, Alaina Huey, who's going to start making the merchandise, which is something we're going to talk about as well, and Brandon Foster with Foster's and Son Custom WoodCrafts, and Tyler Eachers with Nothing Fancy Lawn Care and Pressure Washing Service. Now, we thank you, appreciate you, and we can't wait to see how much further this podcast goes. Now, I don't know if you two know, I think, I'll tag you on Facebook, but we're now in 7 countries.
You told me
right?
about that.
Yeah, we're growing. So that's good. Some people are learning about God, getting some comedy, and I can only imagine what they get from our podcast when they leave, which really could imagine what they get when they see this one, when tonight's episode is labeled Trumped Up. Now, I mean, it's no secret what we're going to talk about now. It's been, 2 weeks since the Trump shooting?
We're going to talk about how you don't see fire flags on that.
Oh, right in the... Why are you but
Nick just realized
but that was but that has been 2 weeks. It's been
I
like
don't remember.
Last weekend.
Remember what
or maybe last weekend, something like that.
No, weekend before last, yeah.
And I was planning on
So
getting
it's been 2 weeks.
I was planning on doing a podcast for that one about the weekend that it happened, but I figured we'll do it tonight. Get everybody together. I couldn't, and I've been learning the guitar. I know I was. Get out of here. Or stay over there. No, don't get out of here, but stay over there. You make me jumpy.
I mean, hey, Kelly.
But hello. What is up, Kelly?
Kelly.
I know. No. Kelly, sorry. Yeah,
Kel says, hey, uncles,
Boom.
it would be
I
Kelly.
can't see it.
God, you suck.
Well, because we are across the living room. This is really nice.
Oh, you can't read?
No, I can't. He sent me
I
the
know.
picture of 10 toes down, Marty. But he sent me the shirt. It said 10 toes down for Jesus.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, I know he knows that you can't be
He's trying his best.
all the way 10 down.
He's trying his best. Okay.
The ghost toes are doing it.
The ghost toes, phantom pains.
It's been, I feel like I'm new at it all over again. But now we're talking about, I wanted to get on the Trump thing because I could only imagine where us
What a
three could
booty.
take it. But before I get all the way there, did you guys happen to see the video where that Texas representative annihilated the Secret Service lady?
Dude, everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody in the inquiry was like,
I mean, we all kind of felt the same way, but I thought it was absolutely nuts because he said, I'm surprised he didn't get kicked out of the courtroom for it, honestly, because any other time they'll shut you down.
Yeah.
For trying to talk against them. But David, start with you. What do you feel? How did that happen? How does the Secret Service allow an enemy sniper in 130 yards?
Somebody was giving orders not to worry about it yet.
That's what I was thinking too. And it's not a conspiracy theory. This is just things that just make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand how it happened.
How somebody came with an AR-15 and a ladder 15, 20-foot ladder, walked in front of hundreds of people, posted up, climbed up on top of the roof for them to not be like, yeah, he's not part of us. We should take him out yet.
Oh, right. Hey, you see, obviously, a Secret Service member. I don't know, but Hunter, you work on almost a secret secret team.
Say all that.
I'm not going to say I'm not. You work on a secret team. You won't tell anybody about. Do you let anybody with AR-15 long hair run around out there willy nilly?
If I see you show up with an AR-15, we're going to have a lot of issues.
Right. And see, that's what
I mean, a lot.
I find it crazy. I just don't understand if that's the top of the line law enforcement. Like, how do you allow him to shoot first, too? That was the other thing. That makes no sense.
Hold until they
Except it's the
You
president.
spelled trumped up wrong. There should be an E there, right?
No, that's why I put that little hyphen thing right there because I spelled it the way I want to.
I think the hyphen came late.
No, I put the hyphen there because that's
I
the way
think that's an apostrophe.
Well, Trump's last name doesn't
That
have
ain't got nothing to do with Jesus.
Trump. I'm not actually trying to use the word trumped. I'm just using like as in Trump and then just D.
We know
Like
what
trumped
you're doing.
it.
You're trying to justify something. I'm screwing with you.
Well, if I don't, then people will just think I'm stupid.
I mean,
Gravity exists.
I didn't say it. It's not that I think it don't. I just think they ain't as smart as they think they are.
gravity's still a thing. See what? Yeet.
That's not how you prove. I just don't, I just don't see it. I don't see what,
Yeah, I just showed you a visualization of gravity.
I also don't see how the enemy sniper got in 130 yards. I'm just saying if that was your test of something, it didn't have a whole
No,
lot
I mean,
to
like,
it.
it was horrible. I just, based off of what we do, EP details, executive protection for, if you don't know,
I thought
not
it was explicit.
that'd be EXP, wouldn't it? No, that's expiration.
No, I thought that
Either
what
way.
they put next to explicit songs was like EP or just
Didn't
E.
play.
I don't know. I don't buy music.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't steal it either. Let me go back to that.
I think you might. But I
You
don't,
shut your mouth.
just based off a little bit that like we do, nobody's allowed within certain amounts of feet, and I mean we're obviously nowhere near the magnitude of those folks, but we have people watching constantly around you for suspicious movements, suspicious people, packages, everything. I mean, you're the top of the line. I mean, you guys get assigned to presidents for their entire career, ex-presidents, whatever. And if he were to walk down this road right out here, if me and you walked into the street, they're immediately on us watching you.
Yeah.
If you try to advance towards them, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to get your jaw broke or you're getting laid down. You're going to catch hot lead, period. So, I mean, in today's climate, with everything we have, with everything that's going on with Trump and Biden and Kamala Harris and either way, whatever fence you're on.
And not like the hawk to a hook. I just almost threw up.
But this whole thing is like, it was not surprising to me. I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen way earlier. I mean, even during his presidency.
And to either president, it would not be good right now.
Yeah,
It would drive us into a civil war.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like, he's going out to this crazy place where it's hard to secure. And you go bare minimum for the most part. No, you got a building out there to the side that's a clear direct path to where he's going to be standing. I mean,
That's why it was too easy to be set like.
I think we're missing something big to start off with, and that's prayers to the families that lost people.
Oh, absolutely.
In that.
It was absolutely.
Yeah.
And I had somebody ask, they were like, well, how can you see God in that? And I said, well, who was that? Who did that guy protect? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
But whoever he was on top of or covered, he was their guardian angel. That was why he was there that day.
Children.
Was it his wife and see? I haven't read because I don't.
Well, according to what
just
you
don't
said
follow
earlier, you
them.
can't read. So
That's. I mean, it's further. It's a little bit further away than the normal television.
it's bigger.
It's still further away. And right here, I'm not gonna lie off the side because y'all don't see. It looks like an eye. So that was my fault.
Well, it looks like, what are you pointing at?
Eye right there. Where I said
No,
Kelly,
it doesn't.
It looks like an eye
get your
from
eyes
here,
checked.
Are we back
like
on
a
this?
lowercase I. He started it.
It looks just like the letter to the left of it.
Shut up. Back. No, look. I'm saying
It
from
looks
back
like
here.
two lowercase L's.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry you didn't pass
Pick that up.
kindergarten. This thing it's not below your waist.
It doesn't. I don't care. Anywho,
Douche.
Anywho, The sniper. What'd you say last?
Jesus.
We need him. He was that man saved he was the guardian angel for his family.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how you see it. And then unfortunately, yeah, he lost his life, but they took out, I'm thankful too that it should have been done faster what they did to the dude on the roof.
I mean, once he got the orders, he was pretty daggone quick with it.
He
Yeah,
was,
but the orders
but
didn't give him
he was
way
already
quicker.
on
Oh,
him.
no.
He was already looking at the guy.
Yeah, but y'all missed the part where he came up and then went back down. And
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
but there was no target reacquisition. He was like, there he is.
No, but he was. That's what I'm saying. He was already on him. Why didn't he shoot before he shot?
Because under those circumstances, with that type of operation, you don't do anything without orders or you get drilled.
Yeah, well, in his case, see, and I guess that's where it's unfortunate, but the right thing to do would have been to stop that before it happened. But
Well, they was told way earlier they could have stopped it before any
Oh,
casualties
absolutely.
happened.
that's what I'm saying. Well, he still shouldn't have been able to take that first shot, especially at
No,
a
he
former
shouldn't
president,
have.
whether former president or
Current.
current. Yeah.
Former,
It doesn't matter.
future, whatever.
Because at this point, we just don't have God running the country, and it's going down.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I don't know if they steal this one, man. Oof.
While we're on this,
I'm going to tell you, even without that, before election time, stay ready, stay aware of your surroundings, pay attention to everything because
Get in your Bible.
It's going to get stupid.
Oh
It
yeah,
is absolutely going to get stupid between now and November.
I think these 6 seals fixing to start cracking.
I'm just saying, even period, God needs back in it.
Oh, he's fixing to come back in it.
And it's just,
and they're not going to like it,
and
but
that's
he's
the
going to
thing
come
is
back in
like,
it.
I mean, obviously none of the three of us are going to get up and fly to wherever there's a rally or whatever.
No.
But still, just with the climate that it is and the lawlessness of the country, with it about to get deep as it's going to get,
We're good.
you better watch it. Because, I mean, the whole thing right now about people not trusting cops is coming back up. And
Yeah.
well, they're gonna pull everything back up that they can.
well, I mean, to be fair, there was a shooting a couple weeks ago that I just recently found out about and watched the coverage on it. And
In the kitchen.
yeah, there's a lot of reason not to trust them in particular, but like not everybody's like that. But still, people are going to argue. They're going to use it to cause problems, whatever. So be ready.
It is. It's going to be tough, but I think a couple of things with the shooting. And for one, they try to say, and I mean, it is in there that one of the, it's a 3-headed beast in the end times that's going to survive a headshot. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but it's an end time revelation.
I haven't seen that.
But he gets a headshot and survives it, but clearly it was not a kill shot on Trump, but it was definitely intended to be not 3 millimeters. You know what I mean? I don't know.
There's your proof of God right there. The turn of the head.
That's what I'm saying. He was even looking the way that the guy would have needed the bullet to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just turned at that last moment and it clipped. Like, how? I know how. I know exactly how. And I'm thinking a couple of things. That's God proven he's still here. He's real. Straight up. No doubt. You can't discredit it.
No.
It definitely, I think, could be a knockdown in pride for Trump too.
It could be.
No, it won't.
But
I don't know. It could. Because it could be, but
the man
that's if he
stands
sees
on
it that
ego.
way.
His ego's huge. And
It is.
that's just gonna.
But
make
if
it bigger.
He's just going to play into it.
that's definitely with something, and that could be where I was thinking. Although we obviously know he'd be a better choice at this point, just because of how everything is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
He very well could be the Antichrist for making us think that he's going to be the one having all the peace and hope.
I'll tell you what. Give me 4 more years. When I turn 35,
No,
I'll
I
run
won't.
for president.
That's not.
3.5
No,
years.
Ha! I'll run
Is
for
that's.
president. I'll run for president.
I thought it was his coming up birthday.
Y'all vote for me.
You got my vote.
I thought he was old enough to do. I thought he was old enough to.
2028 Brownsville
I
president.
thought he was old enough to run already.
He graduated with Biden.
How did they make George's teeth?
Not out of wood.
No ivory.
No.
Yeah.
It's made out of marble. It's just really tainted marble.
Ugh.
There's actually animal teeth too.
It's like,
it's
sir,
not.
we already
Yes,
tainted
it
this.
I was on the team that developed them.
Oh,
Sir, these come tainted yellow, so nobody thinks you made them that way.
Exactly. God, see, stop telling trade secrets before I slap you.
Is that what you guys learned in Masons? in the masonry school building bricks.
I don't like you.
Y'all
Tell me,
get free bricks.
Yes.
do they have 3 holes in them?
No. Ours are vastly stronger with 1 hole. That way I get a better grip on it when I beat you in the head with it. So you have 1 hole for 2 fingers. You just grip it and rip.
Nuh-uh. Your physics with gravity and everything don't make sense.
The gravity helps whenever I swing it. It helps with the down.
I see your arm grabbing the brick, but otherwise it sits there.
See my arm grabbing the brick. Hands aren't real.
The pain is only as much as you make it.
Oh, it's gonna suck. I'm just gonna let you know.
You can't hit what you can't see.
You ain't gonna be able to see nothing but a brick.
You see me bob and weave?
I'm gonna throw it
See
out.
how fast that was?
You remember one thing we were taught in football? Always watch the belt. I'm just gonna throw it at your stomach. This Randy Johnson fastball.
Not if it's not there.
Birds will knock it out.
Hey, he killed that bird.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and it still made it to the plate.
Hey, did y'all? There's a video. It shows. It's like I can't remember. It's an old lady doing the first pitch, and she throws it out, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he charges the pitcher's mound for it.
I've
But
seen
they made it
that
look like
video.
it was the
Yeah.
old lady, and I was
Oh,
holding my
yeah.
I was holding my
Yeah.
chest when I saw that one. But
It's got a heart attack. You should go get that checked out.
it's not that my chest hurt. I just, I was like,
When Nick
before
was
it
talking
does.
about the Antichrist, have y'all saw the conspiracies of Mr. Beast being the Antichrist?
I mean, he
No.
straight up has
What?
the name, but I
Really?
mean, there is a conspiracy.
I clearly
theory
do
with
not
it.
spend as much time on the internet as y'all do.
It's not that. No, it ain't even that. It just pops up random.
Yeah.
Like it'll pop up randomly.
I didn't
through
know
the
who
feed.
Mr. Beast was until 3 months ago.
But now that we've said
You
something,
just live in a shell.
bet money it pops up on your
I
phone now.
have better things to do, apparently.
It's not that,
You're-
brother. It ain't that. Your phone's got what you read about versus what we read about. It's the same. That's what it is.
You know,
But
my phone.
His
bet-
algorithm's very messed up.
I bet it is. But bet money this pops up on his phone now. Bet money. it
Oh,
does.
yeah.
No, I'm not arguing that at all. But
That's what I'm saying. That's how it happens. Ain't nobody said it around you yet. Now we did. Boom.
you know what I get when I get on YouTube? Because I found out it's a YouTube star. You know what I get on YouTube?
Careful.
3 people: Kentucky Ballistics, Grand Thumb, and Demolition Ranch. Because all I really watch is people shoot things.
Kentucky Ballistics, he's got something I like, but
Yeah,
Demo
but he
Ranch I
does
like.
things with guns that nobody else does, like the 4-bore stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All that was funny.
Yeah.
I watched a man annihilate some pigs in a helicopter. I was like,
Oh,
America.
I've always wanted to do that.
And I feel like the
Texas.
Muslims would love that too. Like, that's a filthy animal, and we're doing the most American thing you could do to kill it with a
I don't care.
helicopter.
They got guns too. A Aloha snack bar.
Yeah, I know.
Snack bar.
But they shoot it to Allah for Allah to throw the bullet back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aloha snack bar, man.
But unfortunately,
You got to shoot the bullets up so he can rain it down on the infidels.
We are the infidel.
You'd have to go find the
that's
video.
what I'm getting at. Yeah, I was like,
Back before YouTube turned stupid and you're not allowed to have fun. They
it was very.
this guy used to
very
have a
bad.
lot of videos because he was in the service and he served overseas and he made a lot of videos about
Currently in the area he was making fun of.
Yeah, and then YouTube started making rules like, hey, you can't offend people. I'm like, well, this dude's over there marking these dudes. I think he has a right to say so. They're
And
trying to kill
the
him.
people he's talking about beheaded the people he's there to save.
Right. I was
that
like,
kind of thing.
this dude gets shot at on a daily basis by those folks. He should be allowed to say what he wants to.
It's
right?
not
and the
all of
same
his con-
software that's blocking all this is originated out of the country he's protecting so they can make
Right.
the software.
Isn't it crazy? Now I have a whole
Insane.
other conspiracy theory.
You know what? They cut him off. I'll say it for him again. Aloha snack bar. Well, you cut off over there. Daggum ghost speaker.
That scared me a minute ago whenever your ESPN went off.
Hey, I felt like I was at the ball game.
It was. I was like, man,
was
that marching
loud.
band's pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually,
The bass was
first thought
hitting.
I had was, what is EJ doing back there?
Yeah, EJ, he's back there.
Say something.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Red Robin. Perfect. Perfect.
Tell me that's not the tism.
A touch.
But yeah,
Have you seen him? That's a busload.
question. Do y'all know any female? Let's go back to the shooting.
Yeah, I
thing.
married one.
Do you know any females that would have done that Secret Service job correctly, as in like
I don't-
jumping on top of the president and everything?
Yeah.
I know a couple.
Yeah.
It's not that women couldn't do the right job either.
Yeah,
They just didn't pick the right ones.
Well, I think a man could have been in the same place too.
They were. He jumped on
Yeah.
top. Both of them jumped on top of the president, but she was
No,
back
no,
there
no,
going.
no.
she
I'm
was-
saying a man could have been in the same.
So
doing the same
outside
and
of
the
thing.
same
all
thing
that,
would have happened.
yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not
Outside
that
of
I'm.
all that,
Yeah, it wasn't.
if y'all go back
It's
and watch that
inevitable.
video,
They didn't pick the right ones.
They
That's
didn't.
what I'm
Yeah, they
saying.
didn't.
if
pick
y'all
the
go
right
back and
people.
watch that video, you know, the Secret Service swarmed him. He goes to the ground, they cover him up. Did anybody else watch the dude that was completely kitted up with the rifle that had the suppressor and everything?
Oh yeah.
That just
yeah.
steps across the stage
Like
looking-
Halo.
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
said.
He just runs across the stage like, oh my god,
Like,
it's
where
finally
were-
my time.
Like, but my question was, where were you at this whole time, Juggernaut?
I don't know, man, but he came across that stage like he just steps across speakers. He's like, ha, and he never got to. I know that dude was like, stand down. He's like,
Please.
seriously?
Man down.
He's like, did they stop shooting? Dang it.
I've been here for 20 years, man. That's all I'm
No, I'm-
asking for.
100% we're glad they stopped shooting. He's, as far as, he was probably like, man, I wish I was the one that got the shot.
You have
He
chains
actually-
falling out of your pocket.
As many shots as you heard get fired
You have
back at the
chains
guy.
falling out of your pocket.
I was getting a quarter out to fidget with it. Excuse me.
But that one girl was sitting back there singing that song, Secret Agent Lady. Or whatever.
Secret Agent Man.
Yeah, she was, you can't get your pistol in your holster. You chew way too much gum.
You know, I was telling, I got a buddy of mine that's a firearms instructor. And apparently a lot of people teach you not to look your weapon into the holster. But he don't agree with it. And I don't either. Because like in a stressful situation, 60% of just about anything you've been taught goes out the window.
Well,
Yeah.
So in that situation, if you're trying to put up a deadly weapon, take a second, look it down, and holster it instead
see, in his eyes, though, what he's saying is your muscle memory is not there. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to, because that split second could kill you, though.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it tactically. So I
And
agree
that's what I'm
on
saying,
that
like,
part.
you-
Her unfortunate case was that she's never had to use that enough.
of, and I get that. But I mean, you train on it, it is what it is. I could sit here right now with one of my weapons holstered, stand up this room, click, 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 and never
And
look at
anybody
it.
should
No
be able
problem.
to do that. Well,
But
not anybody, but
If all of a sudden somebody walks in that door over there and starts doing some dirt, and I need to unholster or holster my weapon, there's
You
a possibility I'm gonna have an issue with it
no, I
because
mean,
you can't train under duress with a firearm. I mean, you can, but it's illegal.
it's not even not even that, because it's like boxing. Look, I literally can use boxing, for example. You can use the bags that come back at you and all that kind of stuff all you want to, but until you put, and what I'm getting at is, yes, I can pull it in and out, but until
That's-
you practice draw and fire, yes, you're gonna have problems.
Well,
Like there's
another
ways
major-
there's ways to fix that. You
You're
can't.
missing
That's
what I'm
not.
saying.
That is
No.
definitely fixable.
But you're missing what I'm saying. You can train day in, day out, every opportunity you have with a weapon. Draw, fire, holster, draw, fire, holster. You can get really good at staring at that crack in that wall and popping that spot and pop, pop. But the moment somebody goes to shooting back, the dynamics changed. You are now
She
under
knew
deadly
in what
force.
manner she knew what she had to wear and in what
All
manner.
she focused on was having a good suit.
So
Yeah.
in no manner should she had an issue to either get it out or put it back.
If she had been properly trained, probably not.
That's what I'm getting
Well,
at.
that's what I'm saying.
But what you're
It's
saying
like-
is like that's if somebody's not properly trained. You shouldn't be carrying your weapon if you're not properly trained
I
enough.
agree, and she
Yeah.
apparently
Now, if that
appeared
happens,
not
that's-
to be.
If something like that happens, one of two things, unfortunately, I believe you are either not like cut out for it, or it's not in God's will that was for you to take care of the situation.
Yeah, but I see another big issue in it, coming from not being properly trained. Whenever she's sitting over there missing the holster, there was plenty of opportunity for finger to get in the guard.
That's
whenever.
my thing.
and
Is take that half a second to look down and holster because you've got a whole crowd of people here.
Yeah.
She shouldn't never
You've got
put
an
her,
ex-president here and a whole crowd of people here,
she shouldn't have put
and-
it up.
and you're sitting here. Well, the shooting was over at that time.
Doesn't matter. She
they've
should
been
have kept
told-
it out.
No, they've been told at that time the threat had been eliminated. Get him off the stage, and she was missing. Take the half second, and put it in before you accidentally index that thing and shoot
Yeah.
somebody because you're ignorant.
Once again, I just believe that was we're dividing the fact of where she was just ill trained. If she was trained in that manner, that kind of thing wouldn't have happened. That's why she was the only one on video.
she
and
was
probably
properly
is-
trained. Documentation was there. She's working for our government.
I could put it on paper. I've wiped my.
You see the look he's giving me right now.
What I like was that
They
where that representative was like, they make handicap ramps. Had that same slap.
Yeah. And that's what kills me is like the video or the picture popped up the other day of the FBI agent. Oh, they're cleaning off evidence. We'll go with evidence. off of that, walking around with a hose, unsecured, no harness, nothing. But we good. But a Secret Service member
did
up there,
see
like
that.
really.
I did
Like, oh,
see
it's
that.
unsafe. And this dude's up there just,
It's like
I bet he didn't have non-slip boots on it.
Can somebody tell that
Hang on, we're
man?
about to shoot. I got to put on my ear guard.
Can somebody tell that
Right,
man?
hold on, don't shoot back. Yeah, come, it's loud.
Can somebody tell that man to put our water hose back? We call him back.
Is
Like,
that
hey,
our water?
he didn't roll my hose back up.
That's our water, isn't it? Now,
They're going to pay for that portion of the bill.
Yeah, it's just the whole situation was not carried out.
no, the whole thing
No,
was
it
screwed
was-
from the word go. At one point in time, you had Secret Service members in the building that the man took the shot off at. Like, come on, bro. You knew the building was an issue. You used it for a staging point because it was close enough for it to work.
He must have hid the gun really well behind the
I think he
ladder
had it
he
in a
carried
double
in.
Yeah.
I was like, no crap. I think he had it in a duffel bag, broke down, and he got up on there and
And
Yeah.
I'm not, and I've,
How do you
I'm
go
gonna-
down the ladder?
I'm gonna
Was you
prep-
going to watch the president from the ladder.
there's too many people on the ground.
He
I'm
wanted
not
a
a tall
better-
man. I need to get up there.
I want to preface with
Come
I've
in the
never
stilts.
put my gun in a bag and carried it in a public place, but I have broke my AR-15 down and put it in my backpack before for as far as like travel goes. But it was the AR-15 pistol, so technically, I mean, I didn't. You almost don't even have to break those
I'm
down.
not
So
part of the ATF. They're not coming to my house. Shut up.
at the
You call them whatever you want to. Alphabet boys, whatever. They ain't
I
kicking
have
in my door.
no alcohol, no tobacco, no firearms here.
I just recently found out there was more letters in it from ATF.
Well, yeah, they just stuck with the baseline. Do you want to call it ATF, GD, EAFG, whatever? No, it's ATF.
Okay, now
But
I have
it should be
questions.
called the
What's
F
the
and-
rest of it called?
Something alcohol, tobacco, firearms, something, something, bureau, something, something.
I don't want this something. I need to hear the things. Now we have
But
to wait
what
for
I'm
him.
getting at is you don't ever hear about the ATF unless somebody's talking about guns. Do they ever actually work on the alcohol and tobacco?
Peyton said you need glasses.
You got a solid point. I'm fine.
He couldn't hear you. He
You
needs
can't read
glasses.
the TV.
It's explosives.
That's right. See,
What
they,
explosives?
they take all the fun out of making things that go pop.
Yeah.
So they need it should be ETF.
ATFE.
It should be ATFE.
Bureau of
Antifa.
alcohol, tobacco, firearms. and-
No, don't, no.
See, it should
Double
be.
knife hand. No.
It should be ETF. Explosives,
That does not even sound cool though. Like ATF,
tobacco.
ATF
firearms.
sounds like a hard agency. It's
Yeah,
like,
until the
but
first
no,
two were
you come
legal.
take my bottle of whiskey in my elbow because shut up.
It sounds
I'm
cool
getting
until the
it.
first two things you hear they attack people for are legal things that they sell.
So are a firearm unless you buy it from a crackhead and you're a felon.
Once again, I'm still only
They
just buying
reg-
it from a
they're
dude
trying
that
to-
From a
to
crackhead
regulate.
was never a problem.
at a certain point a crackhead probably built it.
I mean, ghost.
The building it's not an issue, but selling it.
You see what I'm saying?
It depends.
At what point are we
There's
so wrong?
stipulations.
There are.
There's stipulations to that.
Is it the gun or what manner I bought the gun in or what I do with the gun that matters?
Yes.
There's a lot of steps there.
That was three separate questions, and you still
Yeah, because
answered.
David's not trying to get his door kicked in either. Shut up.
Every time we talk about something like this, I just
EJ's
go back
back
to
there.
your
What's
talk
he gonna
about
do?
the this is what our founding fathers approved of.
Tally
He
ho.
makes a good point. He made a good point. So what's he gonna do? EJ just said, throw my hands up.
That wasn't me. I didn't say any of that.
EJ just gonna be like them.
Did you not read
That
at the
guy.
bottom of it where it said it wasn't meant to offend anybody? Did you get offended?
Horribly.
Do you
What
think no, I'm saying, do you think the ATF is going to answer that honestly?
What was not supposed to fit? What?
At the bottom of the podcast things, and like the entries, you know what I mean? When you pull it up and it tells you
Oh,
about the
yeah.
podcast, and at the bottom it says it's not intended to offend.
Have y'all saw the video of the ATF agent trying to break down a Glock, and explaining how bad it is, and he spends
How
over
bad it is.
yeah, or how quick it is to break down a Glock, and he's over there struggling for like a minute and a half.
You don't have to keep watching.
I'll read it for you because you can't.
He hit
I'm offended.
You're offensive. Okay, she's offensive.
She didn't play offense. Shut up.
Is that a? Do they have that in softball?
Yeah,
Offense? Yeah.
that's the batters.
Cool.
it. How many scores did they get?
I bet that.
How many
ball's
downs
soft.
do they play?
Why do they
Don't know.
call it softball?
Because the ball's not as hard as it is in baseball.
crap.
That's sexist.
That thing feels like a brick. I think I'd rather get hit by a baseball.
I would just rather not get hit.
I mean, I agree. But
Yeah,
it
the
is-
Guys over there,
pitcher-
like,
the
I'm talking
pitcher's
from
more the guy.
experience that potato was the size of a softball.
The pitcher is the guy that I'm like, man, he's tough.
I
To
gotta
stand there
agree
in
with
front
that.
of that coming off the bat.
I gotta agree with
How
that
many
because
times have
playing-
you pitched to us? Is that what
playing-
you're about to say?
Yeah, because playing backyard baseball,
He was real good.
I ended up with one of the worst bruises in my life because of him.
He trumped the dog. He could trump those baseballs any other time.
I didn't that time. Like I snuck it in there, and you hit it, and I
There's a
turned,
ball.
and it caught me right in the hip, and it sucked. I got up, we got him out at first, but dude, the next day, my entire hip right here was just black and purple. Just that's why I quit pitching.
You quit pitching because you got a bruise, but you broke my arm, and now I'm supposed to play football again next week.
We've talked about this a billion times, and we're going to go over it again. Why you thought going after a man 2 sizes bigger than you was a good idea?
Losing wasn't an option.
Losing the ability to move your arm freely apparently was.
Why'd you think it was a good idea to play football with a kid 2 times smaller?
He said he wanted to play.
I'm out
and he
here
needed
my
somebody to play.
SpongeBob jammies, and he's messing me up.
At a certain point, I would even understand, like, if my parents said, hey, or if the parents of some of the kids I train were like, yeah, you can spar with them. I'm sure there's a point where they're like, hey, sir, that's too hard.
Quit throwing uppercuts.
Sir, he's bleeding.
He's on the mat. Quit. Oh, speaking of which,
Man, we train in real life experiences.
speaking of which, talking of fighting, I saw a rule change came through the other day.
For UFC.
UFC, I like one, I hate the other. One, the rule's stupid. The grounded opponent now. It used to be, like you had your hand on the ground, stuff like that. If any part of your body's not your hand or your feet now touching the ground, you're a grounded opponent. I don't like it. But they brought back the 12-6 elbow,
Oh, yeah, I like that.
which literally means if you got a dude on the ground, you can just come straight up and just drive it as hard as you want
You
to.
couldn't do that before?
They
No.
outlawed it because it's.
But
vicious.
literally to
is
fix it, you just
vicious.
had to go. You had to go from this to that.
I mean, you can still
signed
come
up
in
to
sideways,
beat or get beaten.
right? But now you had to change your angle of trajectory. And even then, if you did it and it looked sketchy, the referee could stop the fight.
This is mostly why I don't follow boxing.
But they finally
UFC. I
got
just
back
don't
to it. And they were like,
understand
"Go
the
for it!
rules.
Just split his face open. We don't care anymore."
What about boxing? What about part of the boxing rules? Wouldn't you understand? They're actually really
I guess
way
it's not-
easier than UFC.
It's probably not that I don't understand them; it's that I've never tried to learn them.
Right now, when you got into the part
You
where
know what
like
UFC needs to bring
half
back?
the-
The
half-
soccer kick.
where half the where half the
You can't
fights
soccer
were,
kick.
no.
Back,
No, have
back,
you ever seen one that almost doesn't
back
even
in
have
the-
to be claimed illegal?
back
That's
in the
just
day
terrible.
of Pride? Like if a dude was on his hands and knees, you could run from the other side and just
Here, I'll show you.
catch him across the dome.
Yeah.
David, lay down.
I don't care. Like you said, you signed up to fight.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you're on your hands and knees, you see that dude lining up and calling for the signal.
You start
Get
tapping-
up,
start
roll
when you
out of the
start
ring,
hearing-
do whatever you got to do. I don't care.
When
Yeah.
you start hearing the referee go,
You hear the referee go, "Oh,
You ready?
yeah,
Ready to ring the bell.
what
he's got his hands up here waiting to call the fight." Like you screwed up.
what gets me about UFC is the leg breaks, like from
Oh
chicken
yeah.
calf kicks and stuff like that. Like
I mean, Anderson Silva smacked his. That was. Whew.
that was the beginning of the worst era I've ever seen in
What
UFC of
always
leg breaks.
Kills me is not even the initial break, but whenever they go to step back on it again, they don't
That's-
realize.
And that's the
yeah.
thing. That's where you realize, like most times,
Double
you don't
break.
see the kick, and then they step back and just fold.
Ugh.
It's like Connors was one of the worst.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
it
that was
really
bad.
was.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my god, he got 2 knees right there.
So
You're
why
nuts.
sleeping
It's
in
not
back?
supposed to-
doesn't go that
It's not
way.
supposed to have been there too. It's like you. I've never seen somebody with 3 elbows, but you did. Was it that bad playing football?
I mean, it was gnarly.
It was like a whole U.
the forearm, like
How old
midways,
How old were you
had a
again?
good drop in it.
6.
How old were you?
How old are you? I don't know. How old are you now?
So you'd have been 10.
Sure, I don't know how.
I'm
old-
27 now. I was 6
Okay.
when I happened.
It's only 4 years.
Sounds
But at 10 years old, would you have looked a whole lot smaller than Hunter, where somebody would have been like,
Yeah, at 18, I was a whole lot smaller than what I am now. So at 6, I was a tiny little fella.
you were the size of one of these mic stands. at 6.
Yes, I was.
Dude, I remember we used to make like back when YouTube and break and all that stuff was
Oh,
just now coming up. We tried to make videos with like throwing you in the trash bin.
Yeah.
You know,
and
but we
stopping
throw the bash.
video.
We would throw the bin first and
Yeah.
then start it back up after you got out of it.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, pretty
And
funny
then y'all
stuff.
just started trying to skateboard down slides y'all shouldn't do. So
That was
Nick for once wasn't involved in that. It was Nick went to sleep and me and Will stayed up all night for whatever
he has a
reason. I
dad
was
bod
like-
now.
And yeah, it was my idea. I was like, hey, bet whenever the sun comes up, I can skateboard down that slide. We get ready to go, and we're like, hey, let's go wake up Nick. He'll probably want to watch this.
100%.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I've done some pretty stupid things in my
How
life.
did we
That
break
wasn't one of them.
bones on Sean's property so much? We weren't like me and you weren't
Because
even
y'all
friends with
always went
Sean's.
over there regardless of who was there.
Don't know
If
why,
he was
but
home or not.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it was
Like
the
Steven
playground.
and Sean and everybody was going. It was like, hey, we're going to Sean's house. We're going to be in the woods. Like, what?
Easiest place to also hide when we were
That
like
is weird
dipping
looking
and
back
stuff
on
like that too.
Yeah.
Dude, I came home from Georgia. I went out and worked a job in Noonan in 2011. And I pulled up and Will and Justin and somebody else were in my woods. I was like, what are y'all doing?
Oh yeah, that's whenever they dug Alex and them dug the hole.
No, that was before that. I was out of high school whenever this one happened. I came back from Noonan, Georgia, and all three of them were out in my woods. I was like, what are y'all doing? Oh, just running around shooting at each other with airsoft. Like,
We
go to
did.
your house.
Somebody did dig like a 12
But yeah,
foot
y'all
hole
dug
back
the
there.
big
Yeah.
giant hole for no reason.
Will and Alex.
Yeah. Well, this
They was
is
going to put horses back there.
well the thing.
Yeah, I know. When we heard that, we were like, "Of course you would."
Okay, but
Now,
here's the
you
biggest thing. They were back there digging a hole. Alex and Will, in particular. I think it was Alex, Will, and Mello.
Yeah, it might have been.
While they were back there digging a hole and stuff, they kept going to Darren's yard and throwing crap at their dog at the fence. Darren had told me about it, so I think they're throwing rocks at my dogs. And I asked Will about it that day, and he was like, "Yeah, we are." So, and that's when I corrected him. Yeah. So that's the whole story behind that. It ain't just
That's not the whole story, but that's the end of it.
that's
Yeah.
part. That's the part that y'all didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
I'm saying there's more to that. I'm sure you could.
I still want to know why the bunkers were behind your house.
They
Because
weren't.
the
It was
trees had
natural.
fallen.
Yeah.
The trees had fell and it just soft ground.
Ah.
You know, that whole neighborhood, especially behind
How
my
many
parents'
holes
house,
did you think we built back there? Or
All of
dug?
them.
But back behind my parents' house, especially, that whole neighborhood used to have a natural flowing creek.
You
in there.
straight up had
It's a swampland for the most part.
you
And
st-
Dad's being down the hill, it's got really soft dirt back there.
That makes sense.
Because if you ever like, we did something one day. We were trying to dig out a spot to like play airsoft or paintball back there, and we dug about yay deep into the ground, and we hit the water. Like we were digging a hole, we dug it out, and we were trying to make it man size so you could actually sink down in it. And we started getting deeper, and 3 or 4 scoops into it, it just filled up with water. I was like, well, that ain't gonna work.
This
You-
ain't happening.
you had one of the straight up best like fortresses in the woods out of anybody.
Oh
though.
yeah, my treehouse of horror.
You
Yeah.
talking about the treehouse back there was like thousands
Spell
of
that
mouse
word.
cans.
Horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
I never will forget when we figured out you could do that with a can. You could just like shake it in that mud and it just sank away, and that was how we threw away drink cans.
Did what?
Back there behind, I remember being out there with y'all one day. I
Now
can't
the
remember,
EPA is going to get called.
probably.
Yeah.
But I remember
No.
there was I had a nos, and I drank it and stuff, and I didn't want to throw it down in the woods and be rude. And I set it down on that little spot that was really marshy, and like I figured out if I shook it, it just kind of
This
went
weird.
into the ground. So I was like, huh, dude, you probably got 50 nos cans in the dirt back there. If you went and dug it up, it's like 1, 2.
They're gonna deforestate back there one day and be like, there was a civilization. in
No,
there."
what's going to happen one day is years and years and years down the road.
Somebody's
somebody's
going
gonna
to
dig
go
up-
scrap it.
No, it ain't even going to be that. Somebody's going to go to my dad's property years down the road after we're long gone, and they're going to be convinced some kind of crazy war took place in that yard.
Oh, the
Oh,
bullet
yeah.
shells and things
Bullets
melted
and-
down. Like why was there a dryer in the middle of all this?
Bullets, glass, metal, watch machine parts.
I want to get back to the treehouse.
So many animal carcasses.
The treehouse
Where's
that
it going?
my very unengineering dad or very unmechanically inclined dad built.
Well, this is along the same lines as the shed that was sitting like that and slanted.
Hey, he did what he could for me. He did
Oh, I
really
mean, I
did
ain't
what he
knocking him
could.
at all.
No, but the treehouse was just
And I was fat
So
and had a
good and
problem
so bad.
sleeping without sweating, and you used to call me to come stay the night in the shed.
yeah. Let's go stay the night in the
Like,
shed.
dude, that's a microwave for me. I'm way too fat.
Make it till
I
like 2
remember y'all,
o'clock.
y'all came up
So-
with that one night. Like, hey, we're all going to sleep tonight in this shed. I was like,
No,
I
we're
will
not.
happily bring my PlayStation and TV over here, but I'm not sleeping in this. My house is 10 yards that way.
It was
I'm
terrible.
not sleeping in this 10 building.
It was terrible.
Y'all remember the trampoline frame
Yeah.
that was around
Yeah.
the treehouse?
Oh yeah, that was the boxing ring.
Yeah, it was.
Most of the time when we would wrestle or something.
I remember Chase and Will boxing back there.
I can still see that very
Underground
vividly.
Kid Fight. See, people think Fight Club was a joke, but like we straight up was like, you have no idea what you're
I don't
talking
even
about.
remember what they got
Like
into
bare knuckle
over.
boxing makes me mad. I'm like, all we would have had to have done was video us growing up, and we would have everybody shut down.
I don't even remember what started them two arguing. I just know they were trying to fight out by the road, and I was like, if y'all do it here,
Yeah, I remember that.
somebody's gonna see it, and we're gonna get in trouble. To the woods.
Yeah.
You mean Cleft Palate Kid? Was that the one? Yeah. Hey, I mean, I don't know what Chase y'all talking about. I mean,
No, not that one. No, not him.
what Chase?
I don't remember his last name.
because we
His
know it wasn't-
grandparents lived up the road from us right there.
I'm pretty sure that.
No, you're thinking of the one that spiked the daggone controller in your house at night.
No. I'm talking about the kid. You know which one I'm talking about.
Clearly not. Look at that face. It's like dumb caveman.
Didn't he do it like this?
No, Chase didn't.
But you remember that kid that rode the bus with us that had it?
No.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
right.
you're talking
Yeah,
about
you
now.
know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought that was
No,
who it
that's
was.
not who it was. No.
Oh,
I don't know. By the time y'all started riding the bus, I done quit. I don't know
yeah.
that one.
Well, I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I don't
That's who
remember they
we're
got in a
talking
fight about. I don't remember which one of them ended up making the other one bleed and was afraid they was going to get in trouble for making them bleed.
Dude, I think it was that Chase because it was not the Chase that we're talking about, Tollison. It was the one that I'm talking about like that. Straight up.
This kid didn't ride the bus with us.
Yes, he did.
No, the one I'm talking about didn't.
Well, then we're
Well,
not.
if he did, it just like was once every now and then.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. His grandparents did live up there. They're right past Johnny down the little curvy driveway.
Yep,
Yeah, that was him.
I got it right here. But
Waiting.
We're working on it.
Waiting. He does, don't he?
No.
Give me that. Oh, he fixed it.
No, he didn't. That's the way he's always looked, bro.
No, he fixed it, man. It's good for him.
Nick's going to get on there and start liking pictures.
I'll let
Bad
him-
idea to pass my phone off.
Oh no, it was.
No, but the other Chase, I remember that. What was it, your birthday? He stayed the night with y'all.
Oh no, he didn't. No, I'll tell you what he did. He didn't slam it. Well, at the end of it, he did.
Because y'all were playing NCAA football.
Yes, and Alex kept. Here's where it was so funny. Alex is not good at football games on game like plays on video games at all, like on games,
Oh.
like at all.
It's like,
and
what?
he's no good at them, but he was miraculously though this night was just annihilating Chase. Like he was letting Chase run the ball down to the goal line and then like smacking the ball out of the dude's hand and taking it all the way back. Or
Thank you, Rachel.
thank
love
you.
you.
But slams the ball out of his hands, picks the ball off and runs the other direction, all kind of stuff. And Chase is getting mad and he starts like getting frustrated and starts like stomping the floor and stuff and then slams the controller. My dad's asleep. And we're in the living room.
What Chase was this?
Tollison.
Ah.
And this was one
Not that we're
doorway
name dropping or anything.
one doorway away from my dad, and he's sitting there stomping his feet. I said, Chase, just push your feet through the floor and be quieter. But he did, though. It was funny. He was losing it because it was like 52-0.
Speaking of NCAA football, we've got to figure out a time to get together for a tournament.
I'm down. I was almost expecting you to bring it tonight, honestly, but
Well,
it's okay.
if we would have brought it tonight, then we definitely wouldn't be able to run this because we wouldn't be able to see it on the TV.
Yeah, I could
Love you, Rachel.
I could screen share it or screen like I could
I don't know. We got to get a tournament up. The game's
can do
back.
this right.
It's dope.
Where's
We've had fun.
share screen right there.
Me and Eugenia back there.
That's his name. How old are you, Eugene? 67.
But me and him run some games earlier. I finally got to take it over to Dad's house and shut him up because he's been running his mouth since I told him the game was coming out. And he's like, "Oh, you ain't brought it over yet because you're just practicing to beat me. You ain't gonna beat me." I did.
He's the most crap talker.
I will say this though,
like
like yesterday when we sat down to play, we were playing a game. It was Georgia and LSU. We were playing. It was a tight game, 3 points between us going into the fourth quarter. And my PlayStation crashed. I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden, it just crapped out. And I was like, "Well,
Did you put a hole in the wall?
almost."
I thought
But
that-
whatever, whatever. The game it shut down on us. We went back, run two more, And second game, he was close to me. Clay Brassfield still got it, but he lost his edge.
Oh no!
Lost his edge.
Because when we played the Alabama game, it was Bama versus who was he? It doesn't matter. Either way, he played me and I beat him like 56-35.
I'll ride over tonight and beat you 57-0 with Alabama if I get to use Alabama.
You can use Alabama. I'll smoke you with LSU, dude.
I just want to play a game. I don't care if
You
I
don't
win or
want to
lose.
All I'm going to tell you, if we're going to do that, once we wrap this up, we need to head towards Ragtown, Alabama, because I ain't staying up all night. I've been up since 5 a.m.
I really probably will tomorrow night, but probably not tonight.
I'll be home.
I'm with you. I'll ride over.
I got to go
'Cause
cut Dad's grass tomorrow, and then I'm home.
Before we roll out, and it's not that I didn't want to.
We've only been rolling for 47 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
We're
not trying to. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't saying to kill it, but speaking of which, the reason we're able to be in the living room and whatnot on this one, though, Morgan and them are at the beach.
Oh,
I'm
Again?
thinking I've been to, her mom. See, my mom,
Rude.
my parents took our vacation, so I went with them, and then I was going to go on this one, but like, I mean, I got to have food and water, so I had to work. You know what I mean?
Overrated.
And
I'm on a
but
4-day weekend this weekend because PTO is real.
they went. So they're in Fort Walton, but yeah, we did just go. I think that's in the midst of me not being on the podcast. I came back and almost forgot I had a life while I was on vacation. I was like, anytime
It's easy to get lost in vacation.
dude, 4 or 5 days away, you're like,
Dude, I'm not going anywhere, and I don't go back to work till Wednesday. By Tuesday, I'm not going to know who I am.
Where do I work at?
Like,
you're going to let somebody in within 130 yards with a sniper.
No, once I get back in, I'll fall back in the groove, unfortunately.
It's not unfortunate. You like Taco Bell and whatnot too, don't you?
I do, but it's way
So
too
it's a
far
good
away from
thing.
my house. I don't get to eat
It's a
it
good
much.
thing. That's your fault for supporting a town that lives in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, I don't have to hear that stupid interstate every time I go down to bed at night. So
A
there's that.
concrete plant.
You can't hear it from my house.
No, I'm saying it's like anybody knows anything about Raglan. It's like, well,
That's
we have a
all
school,
there is.
We have a school that's getting sold and a
They're not
concrete
selling the
plant.
school. They're shutting down the high school, and that's it. The rest of it will still be there.
That's
They're
all.
shutting down my
Well,
house.
excuse me. I don't want to stir nothing up. Sorry. St. Clair County has not officially said that they're shutting down the high school. It is a idea. And the town of Raglan is pretty heated about it.
It was
I
a
mean,
filter
it's rightfully so. I mean, everybody in Raglan, for the most part, outside of me and a few others,
makes sense. It's
grew up
election.
there, went to that school. You know, it's a passionate thing for them.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's election season.
That don't even make sense. What?
What are they trying to filter the students to?
Asheville.
They're trying to.
I think honestly, what
They're
they'll-
trying to steal votes from
honestly,
the school.
what they'll have to do if they shut down the high school is the students that they have. I guess they'll have to give them the choice between Ohatchee and Asheville.
Go ahead, it makes sense.
I think
too,
you could
depending on what
almost.
side of town
I
they're
think you could give them the decision honestly at that point if you're going to make them do it. Any of the surrounding counties, even here, if you wanted to. Honestly,
Dude, you know how far of a drive it is?
it doesn't matter. I mean, at
Yes,
that point,
it
if you're
does.
forcing them to like
It is 17 miles, bud.
certain people, you live like on this end of like
Yeah, like,
144. you know what I mean?
144 does have that option.
That's what
They've
I'm.
had it for years, and that's part
Oh,
of
I
the
didn't know
problem.
that. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like-
You know. Oh well, then whatever.
Like Dobbs, whenever he was in high school, he could have gone to Pell City or gone to Raglan. He chose to go to Raglan. But in the town in and of itself, like the actual town, you go to Raglan or homeschool.
Which I'm ready to see what Nick Gentry's going to do with Pill City. Speaking of high schools,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm curious. I see a bunch of their posts on Facebook, stuff like that, but I don't know what kind of talent they got.
Well, if he does the right things, he'll play with heart, and we'll see it.
I know that, but I mean, you still got to have talented guys and everything.
Right,
I mean,
but
playing
you
with
know,
heart does go a long way. I'll give
it
you
does.
that.
It takes having somebody good to run it, and I think. Well, and I don't
And
know
that's the
anything
thing.
about him, but
Outside
I'm-
of him, I mean, I know he was a coach on Prope's staff last year.
Oh, was he with?
yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't
Because
know that.
Prope's pretty much tapped him as like whenever he got ready to go, he was like, "This is y'all's guy."
Oh, okay.
But you know, I don't know what he can do as a head coach. We've talked about this on here before. I don't know if he's had any coaching experience outside of here. I'm sure he has, but at what level, I don't know. I mean, obviously he played under Nick Saban on one of the championship teams.
he
which-
coached at
so-
Tennessee and Florida, I think, or some team in Florida.
So I mean, obviously he knows how to coach ball, play ball. He's been taught by one of the best to ever do it. So I mean, there's potential there. I just don't know what he can do.
Well, we'll find out for too long.
I think he's
Hopefully
going
don't
to
get ran off after one season.
No, I don't think
Think about-
because here's the
what,
thing
3
that's
more
gonna
weeks?
that's working in his favor is he doesn't really. I don't know of any baggage that he's got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one thing that like people are definitely going to give that man his
Oh yeah. They're
you know,
gonna give
cushion.
him. They're gonna give him his due. But
Yeah.
but that's the
absolutely.
thing too, though. I think it's like 3 more weeks for high school football, about 4 more weeks or so for college
Yeah.
football.
So, man, I'm ready. Ready to see what D-Boar is going to do
Man,
too.
I'm ready for it, and I'm really excited to watch what Alabama does. I mean, I'm excited for college football. Period. I mean, just watching all the games. You know, whatever. You know,
So tired.
You've been to my house.
Yeah.
We set up 2 TVs and swap between games, whatever. Like, there's a lot going on, but Alabama's game is at 6 p.m. on ESPN. So it's got primetime coverage, but it's against Western Kentucky. Like, yeah, we get to watch Alabama football, but like, I don't know. I'm ready to see Coach DeBoer's team get tested.
Texas or
I'm super
Georgia
happy with
or-
having a easy team
Oh, we're not
first.
gonna play Texas this year, are we?
We don't have Texas this year, but week 3, Alabama will play a Big Ten opponent in Wisconsin, which could be a test. And then the unfortunate part of that is we spin around week 4 in Bryant-Denny, which is a good part, and play Georgia.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, we
gonna
got
have
them that early this year.
We've got them regular season this year.
Yeah, I knew we had them regular season, but I didn't know it was.
We don't have
early.
to wait till the championship games, none of that, for everybody to gain momentum and figure out who they are. We've got them early on in the season this year.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, when I heard them talking about like wanting to change the name of the stadium and stuff,
They didn't change the name of the stadium.
I know. But at first, when it all come to
You only biased to it because your name's Bryant.
you're
right?
straight, you are right.
Which
You got that
but
right.
To be fair, it's Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, so it's all still good.
Almost.
You're going to hear it a billion
I
times.
mean, I could lie
September
and say I'm
7th,
named
I'm
after
telling
Nick Saban
yeah.
too.
You're what?
I could lie and say I'm named after Nick Saban too if I wanted to.
Yeah,
But
you know, it's-
September 7th, if y'all watch that game, just be ready to hear it about 1 trillion times, because that's the day that they officially dedicate it and everything else. You're going to hear Saban Field, Saban Field, Saban Field, to the point you're probably going to mute your TV.
Nick Saban would have been like 16 when I was born. So something like that.
No, that man is 72 years old, Nick.
Oh yeah, man.
yeah. So he was like 45 when he was born.
That math doesn't matter, big dog.
No, I know what I was thinking. So when my mom was in high school, that was a way for me to lie about it. Would say like, yeah, my mom went to high school with Nick Saban.
I mean, I could see
Big
she is
star.
old.
Well, because I'm named after Santa Claus, so I've definitely tried to think of other things to tell people.
It still kills me that you're.
I'd
named
be
after
happy
Santa
to be
Claus.
named after Santa Claus. That's pretty dope.
Oh, would you? The fake man that stole Jesus' birthday? Boom! You didn't think I looked at it. I'm just kidding. But I definitely straight up took that turn. I was like, he stole Christmas.
How the Santa stole
So
Christmas.
He
think about
did.
what you just said.
What?
First of all, don't say that. There's kids watching.
Eugene? If there are kids on Facebook, we got problems.
Look at that first comment.
Why? Turn it down.
How would somebody that
He stole Christmas.
EJ's just like back
we'll
there
talk
like,
about this in a
you
minute,
can't
'cause I'm not
reinstate
ruining
the
kids'
magic.
dreams, okay?
I'm not either, but he still stole it.
We'll talk about it in a minute, and I will poke a
I'll
hole
talk
in your
about it
logic
now.
here.
Tell us when your speaker's down because I'm letting it rip. He's talking about his
No.
kids for those on Facebook Live.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about
Spotify.
my kids. My kids are in bed because,
Oh, Marty, turn your speakers down.
duh. What if his kids are watching? You just ruined Christmas.
Y'all have a lot of trust in this podcast. Just let your kids watch it.
Sailor, Jailer, and Baylor. I don't remember your
Sailor,
kids' names.
Jailer, and Baylor.
They've got super unique names. I cannot remember them for nothing.
He got one and
Beautiful
then,
names too.
That's because that one stuck with me. They are really pretty
I love
names. But
Sailor.
it screws with my head.
I've got Paisley, Sailor, and Lennox.
See,
Like Lewis, but wider.
you know what I think of whenever I hear Linux? I'm pretty sure Linux.
What
What in
the world?
the world?
I can't remember, Paige. I've been hitting the head too many times. Cut me some slack. Your kids are wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I just cannot remember their name. But isn't Linux like an air conditioner too? Like that's what comes to mind. Is like I'm pretty sure there's an air conditioning company. called
Obviously
Linux.
boxing for me, so I think Lennox Lewis. So
I don't know any of these people. Hold on.
what?
I know Lennox Graves.
Beautiful. That's the
That's
only
you, that was.
That's the
I would have
only
been like,
one
is
that
that your
matters.
sister? And you just told me, see, dude, I'm tired. Shut up.
That's the only one that matters. You got it right. But that was so. Lennox Lewis is a heavyweight boxer.
Was.
What? No, he's still alive.
Does he box?
Actually, I mean, he would, but no.
He would, but it's like
Retired.
Nick Saban would coach
Would.
another
That's
game.
really offensive to call him that.
What, Nick Saban?
No, retired.
He is retired.
He is.
Oh, retired. Sorry.
Jesus.
We've had fun.
It's really, you don't even
You know what? It's been about an hour. We'll just go ahead.
You just got through saying you don't know who he is, and you're going to call him that? It's terrible.
Huh?
CTE and everything.
He's got CTE. That's the problem.
Would you stay over
I
there?
don't think any of y'all can probably hear EJ back there. But
Stay on your side of the
man,
wall, Eugene.
man proves a point here. This fella has got the CTE. I mean, fair. So does Muhammad Ali.
Stay on your side of the wall, Eugene, before I kick you in your arthritis knees.
I'll take offense to that.
Oh,
I'll
I'll
shoot you.
kick you. I'll kick you right
Okay.
in your hamburger
No
vans.
offense. No offense.
No offense, all defense. That's what wins games, buddy. You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz.
I'll kick you right in your
Offense
stupid
brings the
cheeseburger
crowd,
shoes.
Defense wins the game.
That's right.
I hope
Oh,
you smudge
man.
your cheeseburger
Roll
shoes.
Tide, Rachel.
Oh,
I'm not even going to allow that comment to be
you
shown.
know what?
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
show
kidding.
it. I mean, that's the fairness of it.
I know,
It's
I was
okay.
kidding.
We still love you. You're entitled to your wrong opinion, but roll tide.
The
I love the wrong opinion
Yeah.
part. Like, it's kind of
Oh.
what makes my own onion, but
What?
opinion.
You need to go to Whataburger if you want onion, son.
I'm
not
still
going
kind of
back out
mad.
there
I
tonight.
was straight
We're
up.
not
It's like,
going back out there
I
tonight.
still need to go find it if Ahmed.
Dude, I
knows.
wanted to go by there the other
He
day
was on
because
this
they opened up
podcast.
the drive-through on that, but I was not parking in front of Ross to wait. that
Yeah, we
long,
still
man.
owe people going to Walmart, and
Look, we're gonna
cranky.
get there.
I don't
This
know
is our
when
first-
now because NCAA's back at hand. We'll never get to it.
Okay, so we got content. Shut up.
For when, I don't know if you'll ever get back over here off that game.
Am I here right now?
Luckily,
Am I here right now?
luckily,
I'm here right now.
luckily.
It doesn't matter.
Pick it
I'm
up.
here. I took time.
Pick it up.
It's not
That
below
was
your
it.
waist.
It
No,
is. What do you
that would
mean?
be below your waist. That's offensive. Oh me.
Well, speaking of that, did y'all see that Hawk Tour girl got pretty much booed at the Rock the South
No,
concert?
because I don't
No.
pay attention to it.
I mean, I'm not saying I follow Haley Fields either.
You who?
Apparently, that's the girl's name.
It's Haley Welsh, isn't it?
Oh, see, you know more than I do. Oh, I don't follow it. Wait,
It
that's
was
not
on
her name.
TikTok. It was everywhere on TikTok.
She was at Rock the South, and she came out and was like, "Yeah,
What
this
is
is
Rock the
so and
South?
so." Do you
What?
live in or under the Rock?
Depends on which rock I'm in. But
To the west.
Rock the South. It's the massive concert that's happened forever your whole life in Coleman.
That happens in Coleman.
sure.
It's in Coleman, but I don't even go to it. I don't care to who goes there, but I do know it's a big thing.
Yeah.
But she was there and come out there. She's supposed to be this big thing now because she was a one spit wonder.
Stupid.
And she comes out and is like, this is so and so, and everybody's just like,
Yeah. I guess.
because I'm sure everybody in the crowd's like, you have no right to be rich for being that
Oh,
stupid.
that's
Yeah.
where Marty went whenever he kept sending me pictures of people puking in a trash can.
He probably
Okay.
gained a toe when he saw her come on stage. But
No, like that's where he went. Him and his girlfriend went to Coleman. I did find that out. And he kept sending me videos of people puking in a trash can close to him. I'm assuming
Five.
they were drunk.
wasn't it 5 or 7?
Oh, I got it like 6 or 7.
He was counting people. Crawfish Boy used to could do that too. That's the last concerts I remember going to.
That
like
was bad crawfish.
that. Didn't matter. It was funny.
Hey,
to watch.
AJ, you like crawfish?
Nope.
He can't eat shellfish. I like to pick with him about it.
Oh,
Right?
that
Can't eat
sucks.
shrimp either.
I mean, I don't eat much of that either. I still get chicken fingers.
You and Peyton both, I swear.
So
Gonna go to the steakhouse.
what's wrong
Chicken
with us
fingers.
not eating our
That
food
is
like Jeffrey
that is-
Dahmer?
that is equivalent. No, I ain't talking about it being bloody. That's equivalent to like when we used to go to Waffle House all the time. You go to Waffle House, what do you get?
Breakfast.
Chicken sandwich.
You're an idiot.
You get the All Star breakfast, right? Like most everybody goes there and gets an
You
All-Star
don't
breakfast.
not get. I feel like I
I
don't know why
did
their menu
not
has
know.
anything but.
I did not know until I was probably 17 years old that they sold anything other than breakfast in the All Star breakfast.
You just have to flip the menu over.
Until we sit down, and I'm like, I want an All Star. James is like, I do too. This is what we want. This is how we want it. And Austin's like, I want a hamburger.
Well, we know it,
Hello.
but it's like
That's just
What's
all
up?
you have to do is flip the menu. See, I'm thinking like maybe the other side's got
If
better
you're
breakfast.
on Facebook right now, you can
Yeah,
see
you
what
can
I'm
And then
doing.
when you flip it over, you're like, what?
Yeah,
Well,
and then you go back to the original
we're
size.
sitting-
Like, I still don't want.
We're
You go
sitting
back
here
to the
recording the
other
podcast.
You're like, it's definitely not on that side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what gets me. That it shouldn't have anything but like
Me
breakfast,
and EJ played earlier. and
drinks,
he beat me once. I beat
coffee.
him once.
pancakes, like
All
nothing.
seriousness, I usually get a chicken sandwich or hash browns.
UAB's garbage.
I mean, we know you got hit a lot too.
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. UAB's garbage on the game, folks. I'm not knocking actual school. Sorry.
No, it's a
Terrible person.
All right. Well,
Oh, but hold on. This is everybody. This is Danny. This is Clay.
oh no. So this is his dad that he is gloating about beating in NCAA.
Absolutely. I've
That's-
not
only is that disrespectful to your pops.
Why I've got you on here real quick, they asked me about college football. I made sure to tell them that I beat you not once but twice yesterday.
he got lucky.
How you call 56 and 35 lucky?
First time I played in 11 years.
It's the first time all of us have played in 11 years, bud. The game just came out,
You've been playing it for a week.
and you still suck.
Don't the easy Clay.
Okay.
Do what?
You was beat the first game.
There was 3 points decided going into the fourth. I don't want to hear that. You can't even claim that.
It was
We had-
17-3.
I'll take your dad's
It was
side.
17
Yeah.
to like 14. We had a whole other quarter to play. The game crashed.
I'll take Clay's side.
17-3.
No, it was not.
You was beat. You just don't want to admit it. You hit some button. It caused it to crash.
I sent a virus real
He
quick.
was getting mad. He was like, I'm
Can't
gonna
lose the pops yet.
Oh my butt! We'll get to run it back before too long, and I'll beat you again. Don't
that
worry
one's
about it.
going live, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely, that'd be the best contest.
So catch
Y'all
us live
suck.
for the next DadPod episode, the Clay and Hunter remake.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you-
That's right. The battle
The
of the
rematch.
Brassfield.
Yeah. There you go. The battle at Brassfield Field.
But anyhow, let me get off here and clear this
passion of
up.
the
We're
past
not too
fields.
far for shutting this down.
All right.
I'll let you later. Love you, Deb.
Love you.
The dad that made you a dad on the DadPod.
We got Matt Burrows calling.
What, he want to run it too?
Hey, Matt, you trying to get on?
That's your sister.
It's Rachel. I thought it was Matt calling.
That's me because I'm watching y'all.
How you doing?
We can see you.
Yeah,
That's
what?
pretty neat.
I was going to tell Mr. Clay more equal.
She called the
Oh,
good.
she-
She
she's
called me
trying to
dead.
tell
Don't
Wait.
get him started. He'll get fired up. And I know his old tail's laying in bed right now. Don't do it.
That would have been great.
That would have been good.
Oh my, I can't hear. But
You on speaker?
If you would have done it, there would have ended up being an argument on this podcast. Don't get him fired up. He's already in bed.
I know.
But
I was
yeah,
kind of worried about
it's
there
okay.
being
Like
one.
I said, we still love you. We're roll tide.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Y'all.
Love you.
But yeah, that would have been funny if she like right at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That was
We just had to
perfect.
set
She
the phones
missed it.
over here. Just
Yeah,
let them
that'd
go
have
for it.
She missed it. By
Just let them
that
sit here
much.
and go for it for a little bit. There you go.
I would have went and got another
Don't do you, we're
microphone
gonna
and just
run
set
this.
it right there at the couch. You know,
Just hold on, guys.
that would have been funny. Well, but since it's been 2 weeks, where were you? Where we'll start? Where
were you
where's you
whenever-
last week? What y'all been doing?
Oh man, last week was hectic. Obviously, work, kids, everything else in between. Peyton getting ready for a wedding that was last Saturday.
That's right. That's right. I remember you had said something. That's I can't remember.
Yeah, that all went off without a hitch for the most part.
Who's getting divorced soon?
That's not what I said. No, it's just like unfortunately one of the bridesmaids was having some issues and she like to passed out, but it was correct.
Oh,
They
no.
catch her from going down. They got her situated and the wedding went off good.
Like almost fell out of like during
Yeah,
the like standing
like during
up
the
there.
ceremony.
Oh no.
I don't know if she locked her knees or what the deal was,
Probably,
but she
that's a
wouldn't
lot
go
of
down.
it.
But they whatever,
not
you know,
breathing.
it is what it is. They got it situated. She was good. Wedding went off without a hitch. And then they left that night, headed to Disney, and they're on their honeymoon, and we'll be back sometime this weekend.
Very nice. Very nice.
Where
Yeah.
were you at, buddy?
I was at home watching the kids last week till my wife got back from having the transfer for the surrogacy.
Nice.
How's that going?
It's going good. Took her first pregnancy test, I want to say 2 days ago. Already tested positive.
Good.
Nice.
So everything's going in the right route.
Prayers
I'm
for
letting-
you, her, and the family she's trying to help out.
Thank you.
It's one of the very, very selfless things you could do for somebody that cannot have their own kid. Like that's crazy. Just somebody's out there willing to do it, thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that
Yeah,
look
just-
for that opportunity for somebody to do it, dude. You ought to feel special that she is doing it.
yeah,
She
I do.
says-
And she's talked about it.
I don't
for-
know what part.
I can't see it.
I don't know what part.
Oh,
but-
well, my bad. We don't know. Talk to him about it. He lives with you.
what?
I don't know.
I didn't think I said anything out of the way.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. What were you doing?
Technically, it's all in the way.
What were you doing?
Well, the first week I was at Gulf Shores, but last week I was I was
You were
actually
at Gulf
normal
Shores like
life.
3 or 4 weeks back.
2 weeks. I don't know.
Because we ran. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I didn't
just
run
sat
one.
out.
I didn't run one the week on vacation. I didn't run the run one.
No,
the
we
week
didn't do it
after,
the week.
So
Yeah, we
I
did.
really don't know. Did we? Our fingers back. That was after. That was okay. So we only had that one.
Because the last time we got together, he wasn't here.
So last 2 weekends I've just been normal life in it.
That's
I was
the best
here
way to do it.
weekend before last.
Last time we ran those episodes, you
He
wasn't
was
here.
he
You
was
were
here for
supposed
our
to
We
be.
Got Our Fingers. Weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you backed out last week when it was supposed to be y'all two. You're
Well,
right.
that was the one when he stood us
excuse
up.
me.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, that was. But besides that, no, I just been normal life and at work, coming home, drumming music, trying to play my guitar.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, I'm enjoying it, doing pretty good. Ready to see what else because he's giving me other talents I didn't know about. I might have
Shut
CTE,
up,
but I
it's
can
not
sit
one of
down and no, I literally have a podcast to get to record myself talking.
Yeah, we're aware.
How much more selfish do you have to be?
I don't know.
I even Facebook Live this so people can watch me talk to myself.
You're right. You're right. Well,
Facebook.
gentlemen, I'm out of things to talk about.
Are you tired?
I'm not tired. I just don't have anything else to go with.
Well,
Let's shut her down. How
I
about
do
that?
know that God loves you, and I know that we love you here on DadPod, and I do know that God and us also do not mean to offend or run anybody off. We feel the same way as we would if they had tried to. I can tell you now, whether they tried to assassinate Trump, Obama, Biden, anybody, it would almost cause a civil war right
Check out
now.
the kids.
And we just don't need that for this country. This country needs God back in it. It needs a little bit of comedy and good friends all back together, just hanging out. I got to lean under the table so I can see. But good friends hanging out, talking about just whatever
Whatever comes to mind.
whatever comes up. But God loves you, and we love you here on DadPod. We want to thank everybody for helping keep the podcast interesting and whatnot, for interacting and what on Facebook Live, calling in, talking to your dad
Right.
and Rachel. That was great. They, like I said, just missed it by that much.
Have to do like a radio, so like a segment for call.
The radio call-ins, that would be really, really great.
That could get dangerous in a heartbeat.
No, I don't think so.
Do you know these people?
Nick just straight up was like, "I want to do that." I don't think so.
Look, now your dad's on here talking about you gonna work for me
No,
tomorrow.
I ain't going to work for you tomorrow. We don't
No.
talk about this. You ain't going to work for me all week. You ain't doing nothing all week. Shut up.
It's Saturday, young man.
He's got to work tomorrow. He does have to work tomorrow. I will give him that. But no,
Oh, because he's a workhorse,
well, he likes to have a paycheck,
right?
and he ain't done nothing 5 out of the 6 days this week.
He's got to work so he can get him a whatever PlayStation you have to have now to get the NCAA.
He ain't
25
gonna get
so
no
he can
PlayStation 5.
annihilate
He's gonna come over to my house and act like he gonna beat somebody.
him. Clay, don't let Gwen tell you can't get a gaming console.
He wouldn't know
if
how
you-
to cut it on.
Go teach your pops.
I've tried.
Stop beating him and help him.
Oh God, no! I'm gonna beat him every chance I get.
Well,
Exactly.
God, Eugene, you stay on your side of the wall.
Thank you. Thank you.
But God loves you, and we love you here on DadPod. We pray you all have a great week.